Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint. Politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It's a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this?
And these are the kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing I'm leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of his family, and he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is paramount.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint. Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
Abia State, Nigeria, good morning and welcome to Standpoint, the saint of all talks of politics. Today being the second day of September 2024. On that note, we are saying happy new month to you. Well, it's a smooth and a new phase of it all together. So you must put your mind, everything that would ensure that it comes out, or at the end of the day, we'll have a better September 2024. Well, a lot happened in the past month. You can still get back to track and see how things turn out at the end of the day. My name is Moses Ben, saying welcome to this edition of the program. If you can remember clearly, after the swearing of President Bola Tinubu, it took him over 2 months to select and also inaugurate his cabinet. One would argue that, of course, President Tinubu has the large cabinet so far in Nigeria. We are talking about 47, 48 ministers, as a matter of fact. Now, if you can remember also, the president had last year set up the Result and Delivery Unit headed by the Special Advisor to the President on Policy Coordination, Usman, to measure the performance of ministers and other top government officials serving in his administration. He warned that any minister or aide that underperformed would be sacked. Last month, August, we can say for sure that it marked about 1 year or so of President Bola Tinubu's ministers with him. So far, so good. How have they been able to contribute to governance under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu? And that will form our conversation this morning as we look at the issue performance of ministers after 1 year, state of the nation under President Bola Tinubu. Incorruptible Sam, good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning to you, Moses Ben.
Thank you. It's good to see you again in this month.
Definitely. It's a beautiful one. New week, new month, and we have new energy also. And definitely this week, I believe it's going to be wonderful. I say something on my Facebook page. August treated us well. Let's just believe that August was okay. Yes, compared to how the situation of Nigeria is. But I want us to believe that September will treat us better. That's my belief. But for it to happen, remember, you must be busy doing something.
Don't take that away from your plans.
Not busy doing nothing. Be busy doing something very meaningful. The results will come up. And you just like planting something. Don't plant today and think you want to repeat to that same day. No. Be very positive. What we are telling you is what we practice here also. It's not easy. When you think we are reaping something now, you don't know how many years ago that we planted this. It's important. And the ugly mindset, for me, unacceptable mindset of embalmment, I wish we would just make it positive this year and not always the negative part. Yeah, embalmment, very dangerous month. Who made it dangerous? Human beings also.
If you monitor what they say about embalmment and the life of these persons who make this statement, you get to realize that these things happen to them too.
Definitely. So just look at it, the positive angle. be treating this same month, this Ember month, treat them the way you treated other months. That's why someone will tell you, those that think 25th of December is just one beautiful day more than other days. Come on, we have 25th in other months also. We can just be positive about this whole thing, and at the end, we enjoy it. But if you think Ember months are dangerous and you have to fold your hands, this Ember month will still come and go. Then we enter January 2025. Anyway, a beautiful week, and I know this week will be beautiful in our lives.
Definitely. Incorruptible Sam, before we take up the discussion this morning on our topic, there is something that is obviously disturbing.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, if you can remember also, last week, Wednesday also, the governor flagged off the reconstruction of Ohafia Arochukwu Expressway Road. And since after then, it's been from one discussion to the other. Argument that who attracted this, who brought in the project. We saw Ojus Okalu media team trying to assert that it was Ojus Okalu that attracted it. He ordered federal government to pay certain amounts of money. I mean, something that we should be celebrating. We know how bad the situation of that road has been. I don't understand. Has it gotten to that point that we want to take off the interest on getting the results in our hands? Somebody has come up to say, okay, this thing has been there. Remember, we've had administrations that ordinary, they would have, okay, let me give attention to this part of this state. And all, but it didn't happen. Suddenly this one came up, and then it has diverted attention. The governor said in 18 months that particular road will be completed. But today we are arguing who attracted it, how many billion was paid to that project and all of that. Should we be having this in a situation we should kind of redeem ourselves from? It
is, not shocking anyway. I'm not shocked because I know definitely the politicians are beginning to make it look as if they are more relevant than the people. We use that word again. They are making it look as if they are more relevant than the people. And it's unfortunate that also they have dogs. Will I say those ones that will just be around them, following them because they have big belly. Is that they vomit or they will excrete. It's so unfortunate. But if we understand what leadership is all about, the politicians, if they understand that it's actually about to lead, first and first, you will be happy. I don't care who attracted that project now or who attracted it. You see, even if it is Ojus that attracted it, that's the primary duty. That's why he's there. That's why you are there. You're not there to answer senator. You're not there to be in Abuja. Your primary duty is to attract projects.
That is, my brother, it's quite
your constituency. That's your
confusing.
project. Should we clap for you?
You're talking about it's no longer 41.1 kilometer, that it is 27. Today we see 14.5 kilometer. But will that project be carried out? That is the question.
That is what we want to see. That is what we want to see. We want to see the job done. I keep saying it that while we are clapping, this is 2024. We are still clapping for any administration that works on roads because that is the situation that politicians have left it. Just imagine the previous administration dealing on road projects, giving us well-built roads, strong ones. I don't think this administration will still come in and tell us about roads. That is why under the previous Wike's administration in Rivers State, he focused on building bridges. That's the biggest thing that he did. Had it been that other administration did that, I don't think he would have focused its energy on that.
Well, you never can tell.
Talking about
politicians want to still score their results.
Now we attract projects, we get them awarded, we fund the project. At the end of the day, we don't do them. Then we use those same projects to campaign for the next election. That is what we are seeing in Nigeria. Who attracted the project is not my problem, but under this administration, that job is going to be done. The same thing I talked about a Kapara road that JOK the other day was saying that it was under the administration that the thing started, just that one or two things happened. What is it that happened?
Why didn't you people
complete
it?
Some of the roads, I mentioned Obohia and Ohanko.
The money appropriated to that project, where is the money?
Yes, where is the money? Why wasn't the project done? If you guys attracted, funded, or had a discussion with the federal government, what happened? Now, under this administration, something is happening, and you said you guys, it was under your administration that it started. Is that the era we are still in? as far as this Abia State is concerned.
In as much as we are looking
It's
for
not
the
shameful.
progress of
We
the
need to
state,
move on.
A scenario like this, it calls for, great minds. Everybody to come out and then say, okay, this thing could be done.
Wonderful.
Why do you want to be a predicament in this project? I don't see any relevant reason for that, Incorruptible Sam. Well, we'll discuss this issue this week because I don't think at this point where we are, as a people, where we are as a state that
talking like
we shouldn't be bringing up these issues from time to time. We are not saying you should not carry out your investigation, but if it has been on the ground that, okay, we want to bring about development, want to affect people's life in these areas, why not support it?
Focus on that. That's what we need.
We hope that we don't keep seeing this, trying to say maybe you are speaking on behalf of your party or you are still playing the opposition roles and all of that is accepted, it's allowed. But in the face of development on how to build the society, why not contribute? And let us allow things to go peacefully. Let's get back to our discussion this morning. We are being joined by a social and public affairs analyst, Prince Francis Chilaka. Good morning, sir, and welcome to Standpoint.
Yes, good morning, Moses, and how are you?
We are fine over here. It's good to hear from you.
Same here.
All right, the president, when he marked 1 year in office, gave a stern warning that any member of his cabinet that will not perform optimally will see the front door. I don't want to make use of the back door at this point. We are counting about 1 year. President Tinubu sets up his cabinet back in 2023, August precisely. We just left August. This is September. And people have been saying that we have seen a number of them in that cabinet performing in different capacity and standard. But there are other persons and ministries that we have not heard of. Let us get your own reaction about Tinubu's ministers, 47 or 48. What do you have to say when it comes to their activities, the roles they've been carrying out in ensuring governance delivery under President Bola Tinubu?
The basis for, profiling these ministers, the basis for looking at a scorecard for them is not how many times they are in their office, is not how many workshops and seminars or conferences they attend. It is how the policies of the administration affects and adds value to the lives of ordinary Nigerians. You will agree with me, and like I said to a lot of people before now, what played out before the 1 year anniversary was more like, a showmanship. Because out of 45 ministers or 46 ministers, only 17 of them have been able to come out to tell Nigerians what they have done in their ministries. So it leads a lot to the question as to what has happened to the others. Why have they not continued that? And why was it suspended? So in other words, it was just something meant to entertain Nigerians and to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. It boils down to this whole issue that people keep talking about, accountability, taking responsibility, and good governance. So you just have a situation where, nobody's being accountable, nobody's being held responsible. So I think that more needs to be done. Now, even the ministers who came up, we had the Minister of the FCT, we had Minister of Youth, the Steel Development, the State Minister for Petroleum. So when you now look at these ministers and you look at what is playing out in the economy today, you ask yourself, have they really fared well? This morning, sadly, I bought fuel from a filling station for 950 naira per litre, not black market. The black market is selling as high as 1,001, 1,002 to 1,005 in Lagos. So if you are buying at that rate in Lagos, you ask yourself, how much are you guys in Umuahia buying it? So it means that there's so much lacuna, there's so much that, these ministers are not up to, they're not, in terms of saying, doing what they're supposed to do. I'll give you a typical example. Last week, you and I heard on the newsprint that NNPCL declared profit. Only for us to be hearing last night that they're owing about 6 billion.
I believe NNPCL before yesterday had they came up to say that look at, we are indebted to the point of figure of about $6 billion and all of that. They suggested on different occasions they've suggested to secure, should we say, loan to offset this debt. They talked about initially 2-point-something billion. The last one was about $3-point-something billion also.
So all this back and forth shows that what you have with this minister is trial and error, just like the presidency. Everybody's using Nigeria as a guinea pig, and that is why things are not positively affecting the lives of Nigerians. Food items are high, insecurity is at its premium, and you have a minister of state you have a minister for defense, you have a minister of state for defense. So a lot is not adding up. And as far as I'm concerned, these ministers have not performed. They have not performed in the sense that until Nigerians begin to feel the impact of their offices, they have not performed.
All right, let's talk about in specifics. The Ministry of Finance, of course, headed by Wale Edun, and also coordinating the economy aspects of it. You've seen a lot of moves from that angle, reforms that have taken shape, and then one would say we need time for these things to come down and play out squarely. Let's see the effect. Let's see its consequences, perhaps positively, or one would still argue negatively. Don't you see that a lot of work, responsibilities have been carried out from this ministry to see on how the economy could find its feet in necessary places?
Well, if you want to single out the Minister of Finance under this administration, the question will also be that the things you've spoken about, the reforms, this is 1 year going to 2 years, and these reforms are not they're not yielding results to Nigerians. The exchange rate, for instance, the exchange rate to clear goods is not fixed. It's fluctuating just as the dollar is fluctuating. We should have a different rate for import duties, far from the rate for the open market. So when you tell me that the Ministry of Finance is doing that and all of that, well, the question is, whatever they're doing, how is it filtering down to the ordinary Nigerians? How are the ordinary Nigerians feeling it?
Prince Chilaka, should we write off entirely the efforts that have been kind of registered by certain ministers in certain ministries? We have the likes of the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, of course, the area of digital passport reforms, visa policy reforms, efforts in clearing backlog of over 200 and something thousand passports, if you can remember clearly. What about the Ministry of Works, headed by David Umahi, and other ministries too, Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy? Should we, given all these things that have been recorded, how do you manage? Are they not making a good step?
Okay, Ben, you talked about the Minister for Tunji-Ojo, yes, you talked about it. When it started, everybody was applauding him. And yes, he has done a lot, in terms of transforming the issue of passport and all of that. But then, when you do one, you take one step forward, and you're taking 30 steps backwards. Are you making any progress? Are you also not aware that suddenly the price or the cost of passport has gone up? Was this what Nigerians bargained for? In a time where there is so much hunger in the land, there is so much poverty in the face of Nigerians, and the items are going up. Is it that there is no other way that the minister could have handled this? Nigerians are battling with the issue of subsidy is gone. They're battling with the issue of hike in electricity. Now you have been added passport to it. So how do you now begin to rate a government that takes one step forward and takes several steps backwards? You're talking about Dave Umahi. The only thing everybody knows about Dave Umahi is the coastal highway.
When you say coastal highway, what about major road? What about major road construction that he has supervised and also given policy statements which we can see running in different parts of the country?
Where are the roads? I mean, point them out to me. There is a difference between paper and actuality. So where are the roads? How many roads in the southeast are motorable? How many roads in Lagos or in the southwest are motorable? So I don't believe we should be basing our scorecard of people based on the press conferences they hold, based on the press releases they give. We want to see things that are practical. And that is the only way you can see somebody has done well. It is one thing for the minister to reel out everything he wants to do. But the important thing is that in all that he has said, which of them has he concluded? Which of them is positively reflecting on the lives of the Nigerian people? Democracy is about the people. Without the people, there cannot be democracy. So if ministers are working and the people are suffering, how do you justify it?
But do you have a problem before the appointment or selection of these ministers within President's cabinet? We got these, this line of rumor that they are coming as technocrats, that he will have the best hands to carry out responsibilities in terms of governance in Nigeria. Is it not what is playing, or was the selection process was it not the best that he could have gone for? What exactly is your stand on this? Because we were given the impression that he is coming with technocrats. What he did in Lagos, certainly within 1 year, 2 years, you will see these things happening in Nigeria.
I want to start from saying that Lagos is not Nigeria. You can do well as a governor, but you can be a failure as a president.
How about that?
When we talk about this whole thing about building Lagos, and I ask myself, where do you put the likes of the late Jakande of Lagos? Where do you put him? Where do you place him? Where do you place the likes of Buba Marwa? Where do you place the likes of Fashola? Are you not saying that everything they did not have any, effect on Lagos? We need to move on. We need to forget this whole grammar of he built Lagos. He didn't build Lagos. It's as simple as ABC. So let us face the reality. The reality is that Lagos is not Nigeria. Nigeria is a more complex environment.
Very simple.
And maybe when those who are, singing praises of Mr. President, make him understand that Lagos and Nigeria cannot be compared.
All right, let's talk about... go ahead, sir.
For me, the point is, yes, you have appointed ministers. We know that quite a number of them are still politicians. Very few of them are technocrats. But in all of this, the people are at the receiving end. Until the people begin to smile, until the people begin to feel the impact of whatever policies that these ministers are rolling out, they haven't started doing anything.
All right, another critical ministry that everybody expects, at least with what we are having at the moment, talking about threats to security and peace in our society, the Ministry of Defense. We have the Minister of Defense, Mohammed Badaru Abubakar, and then also Minister of Defense State, Bello Matawalle. We've seen a good record of kidnapped cases in this country under the current administration of President Bola Tinubu. Now, about 100 and something people will be carried out from a particular local government area outside that state. Medical students will be abducted. The next thing, they are all released. Nobody was apprehended. Nobody was dealt with. No exchange of guns. Well, of course, we don't expect it. We don't expect that. But they were all released. You see a situation where bandits, kidnappers will be demanding for billions of naira before they get their victims released to their parents or to their family and relatives. This ministry under Mohammed Badaru and also Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle. What do you have to say about this? We've seen a lot of cases
let me start with the Minister of State. And I keep asking myself, as a governor, he was not able to curb insurgents. He was not able to curb banditry. He was not able to curb terrorism in his state, which was Zamfara. Why make him a Minister of State? What new is he bringing to the table? What is it bringing to the table? In other words, we're having a situation where the worst of us is leading the best of us. And we're now saying that we don't have better persons, more equipped with knowledge and IT that can become a Minister of State. This is the same Minister of State that Turing, the one of the bandits, have come out to say he is our supporter. No, the government has not said anything. The government may wave it away and say, yes, this is the ranting of a terrorist or a bandit. But you know what it means. It tells a lot. If a wanted man is accusing the man that is looking for him of being part of him, the ideal thing is enough for him to step aside so that proper investigation will be carried out. So that Ministry of Defense, honestly speaking, it is a colossal failure in terms of delivering the renewed hope agenda of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right.
Because
okay, go ahead, please.
Because if you have a ministry and you have ministers, and the rate of kidnapping, the rate of banditry, the rate of terrorism is going up on a daily basis. And I think Mr. President should, have a new look.
When you say Mr. President should have a new look in that regard, we'll get to find out from you because people have been wondering, could it be that these ministries have just been established to serve as a political settlement platform or what have you? If you are taking this side that, look at, these persons are not working, but we'll get to find out from you after this break. This is Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics. Today, our attention has been on the performance of ministers after 1 year under the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the state of the nation. Please do well to stay with us.
Beauty is power. A smile is its sword. Beauty lies in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is all around us. So, if you want to look good always, visit Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. It's new, it's exclusive, and a happening store in beauty products. We deal on perfumes and cosmetics such as body lotions, facial creams and scrubs, body sprays, powders, bath wash, and all kinds of quality cosmetics with affordable prices. Contact us at number 41 Fimbers Road, Umuahia, or number 28 School Road, Umuahia, all in Abia State. Call us on 0806 951 2773 or email us at wandsglean@gmail.com. Masters and Wands Cosmetics stores. Quality is our name. Signed, Management.
I just said it was quitting. We got to recreate and rebrand. That is what I'm interested in. Let us come close and unite. Make we try love one another. This thing really got me mad. Make we forget our parties. Let's come together as one.
Security and a clean environment is everyone's business, not just the government. Let us come together, irrespective of tribe, cultural, religious, political zone, political affiliation, and increase vigilance by partnering security agencies to keep Abia safe. Remember, the Operation Crush security outfit by Alex Oti administration is still in full force in all the nooks and crannies in Abia State. Not just that, Governor Alex Oti does not want Abians to engage in street trading any longer because it poses great risk for the traders and community at large and could lead to unsanitary condition on the street as well as waste accumulation. Stop street trading today and help Governor Alex Oti fix and secure Abia.
This message is brought to you by Abia State Orientation Agency.
From Umuahia, Nigeria, Rapid FM 96.5, the sound of your city.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It's a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. So this is beyond partisan politics. Nigeria is on drip. Nigeria is on oxygen. And how can we get out of this? And these are the kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example I may show you I'm leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with happenings in the polity.
I am an employee of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of his family. And he must protect me.
All the resources available in this country has to come together at this time to see how best we can move forward. The interest of Nigeria is paramount.
Standpoint.
Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM.
No Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. That's right.
Welcome back to Standpoint, the center of all talks of politics on Rapid 96.5 FM. The conversation is live on Facebook and YouTube at Rapid 96.5 FM. A social and a public affairs analyst, Prince Francis Chilaka. So you're welcome back to the program.
You're welcome.
Prince Francis, good morning to you.
Morning, please.
Incorruptible Sam here. Okay, two questions, then I'll leave the mic. Let's start from the beginning. When these ministers get picked, appointed, and they pass through screening, we send them to the Senate to screen them. I'm right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now from there, you will see them coming up with it's difficult for us to see any of them get disqualified. As far as they have been picked by the president, all of them pass through and we qualify them. Some of them, maybe because of how friendly they are to us, we tell them to take a bow. That process from that beginning, don't you think maybe is also one of the issues that we are having? When the president picks anybody and we qualify the person gets the appointment, at the end of the day, they fail to deliver. Can't we also blame that angle of the senator saying, take a bow and go on? After all, our friend, the president, appointed you.
Well, if you had followed seriously, and if you want to be a patriotic Nigerian, you will understand that this National Assembly we have is not it.
Okay.
Because if you check when the ministers were being screened, how many of them were questioned?
Okay.
It was more like a jamboree. And I keep asking, there are some ministers that I don't even know why they are there.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, Minister of State for Defense, Matawale, what is he doing there? A man who could not secure a state when he was a state governor, why are you making him Minister of State? Well, I've always said this. Until we begin to build strong institutions, we will never get out of the situation we're in this country. We need to know that everything is not about politics. It's not about politicking. It's not about political party. It's not about favoritism. It's not about, who you are and what you are to the president. You need to have institutions that work independent of Mr. President, independent of, everybody.
Okay.
The way people are screened, ordinary Nigerians, the way they are screened when they go to seek for employment in corporate organizations, if that is the way the senators screen ministers, we probably will having, round pegs and round holes.
That's a big point you made there. All right.
Nigeria is a country where you cannot, with your school cert, get a job as a manager in an organization, but you can use a skill set to be a president. And we want to develop. We want to move forward. Why are we not thinking as if there's no box?
Okay, my second question is this. From the angle of those maybe that are qualified, they are very, very qualified, competent enough to do their job. I'll bring an analogy here. This is my own personal experience also. These things happen in private sector also, where we work. Where you see, you get appointed because you fit in that position. But your guy might obviously not want you to work well, especially when you have your own ideas. No, you must pass through him. And if he sees maybe that one will even outshine his own in that organization, he kills it. One of the radio stations I've worked in, I was on my own. I was appointed the head of programs. I didn't go for that. Now, for me to do my work as the head of programs to help the OAPs in my department became the problem of who also appointed me. Wanted me to be an enemy to the OAPs, wanted me to query them, even when they did nothing, just to dance to his own tune. And I told him, sir, I won't do this. You appointed me. If you don't want me to work, I will leave this position, which I later resigned from that position because I can't be having issues with the OAPs under my department that did nothing to me. Don't you also think maybe this thing plays out there? Wonderful ministers you might have there, but the president called them and they must also want to dance to the tune of the president. Maybe that has actually hindered whatever they would have done that we are not seeing now.
Well, I'm gonna take it from where you stopped talking about yourself. You resigned. Didn't you resign?
Yeah, I resigned.
Why did you resign?
I resigned because
you wanted your integrity. You wanted your integrity intact.
Simple.
You have shown professionalism.
I resigned.
You have shown that you cannot be pushed around. The problem with the political class is that nobody wants to resign. Nobody wants to do the right thing. Everybody wants to do the bidding of Mr. President, even when it is totally wrong. So, two, we know that presidents, managing directors, and all of that, everybody that runs or has an organization that is in charge, they enjoy what we call divide and rule. But you, as a technocrat and as a professional, must fashion a way to be able to do your job without stepping on any toes. And when it becomes inevitable that you cannot do your job, what do? You put in your towel, you throw in the towel, and you go. So that tomorrow, history will judge you right. But unfortunately, Nigeria is a country where we keep putting square pegs in round holes. And we expect a better country. We cannot get a better country. This is the 21st century. My brother, as we talk today, we do not even know how many we are in this country.
So sad. So sad.
We have to wait for United Nations to tell you that Nigerians are 220 million. We have to wait for UNICEF to tell you how many Nigerian students are out of school. And you have a body known as National Bureau for Statistics. Even when they give you figures, a 6-year-old child will fault the figures coming from them. You have the National Orientation Agency. Is that ministry functional? Is that center functional? If that is functional, they are under, I believe they are under the Minister of Information. Today, between you and I, the hate speech in Nigeria is alarming. What is that agency doing to ameliorate the situation? What is the minister doing to talk to Nigerians for them to embrace one another? Yet, you have Abike Dabiri there looking for a lady. Yet, nobody's asking, what is the real cause of that lady's outburst? the ministers are not doing well. The other day I saw a video where I think the Minister for Women Affairs or so was almost going to scatter a program because she said she was not aware.
Yeah.
How can a program be going on and the minister is not aware?
All right. These are issues that we are trying to confront. Given governance delivery, we only hear names like the Minister of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun, Minister of Aviation, Minister of Works, Minister of Industry, Minister of Solid Minerals, Minister of Women Affairs, the woman you just mentioned now. What about FCT Minister, Information, Finance, and also the Economy? What about the other ones? If we want to put in summation, the ones I've mentioned are not up to 11. So we are being left with over 30-something. What is wrong? Whatever they are doing, their attitude, their responsibilities impart on governance. We'll get to find out what should be done at this point in time. But let's bring in our listeners to get their thoughts also. 09160,965 or 09160-333-965 as well on Facebook and YouTube at Rapid 96.5 FM. Let's have your own opinion or thoughts on this discussion this morning. Performance of ministers after 1 year of appointment, state of the nation under President Bola Tinubu. You're welcome to Standpoint. Good morning.
Hello, Moses Ben.
Welcome, sir.
Incorruptible, good morning.
I greet you.
Yeah, Ike, calling you from Omar.
Ike, you're welcome.
As the pandemic they with me. I think your guess, this is the best person I've had talking on your radio station. His analysis is just superb. It just diluted everything. In fact, one of the words he said that touched me was that Nigeria is a nation you cannot get any post with a school cert, but you can be a president with a school cert. That tells the high. If I would say, I will score all the ministers 0, even the president, even the minister for petroleum. Look at where the price of petroleum is. So this country is completely a failed nation. Thank you very much.
All right, I agree. I appreciate your contribution. 09160,965 or 09160-333-965. Good morning and welcome to Standpoint.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Good morning, Mr. Chilaka.
Chichi, welcome.
Chichi calling from Mubatu.
Welcome.
I said, I want to even ask, who is the Minister of Transportation? Because that ministry has been dormant, silent for a while. Listen, I happened to travel a few weeks ago. You need to come and see the road. That goes back to the Minister of Works. Where is the road that is working? The road is not motorable. Bushes all around. Then why wouldn't insecurity be heightened? Because in a situation where you find out there is no road, no good road, the bushes left, right, definitely all these hoodlums, they can easily hijack a vehicle. That is one. Then for the Minister of Youth and what is she doing? What is she doing? I think she should be working hand in glove with the Minister of Trade and Investment to make sure that these youth, especially the graduates, they have something genuine. Look at graduates just galvanizing around, doing nothing, all details work. They are not functioning. They should wake up to their responsibility. The trade and investment, I thought that by now some of our industries that have been forgotten will be revived. And please, who is our Minister of Petroleum? Look at what is going on now. No light, no power supply, nothing. Okay, let's fall back to the alternative power.
All right, Chichi.
So they should do something about it. I'm calling them 0/100. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your contribution. 09160,965 or 09160-333-965. We are still taking your thoughts on this particular standpoint. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning, Incredible Sound.
I greet you. Welcome.
John Okoronkwo is my name from Uturu here.
John, you're welcome.
Thank you. My brother, we have to say the truth. Nigeria is in trouble. Nigeria is seriously in trouble. I don't know why our leaders will, harden their hearts like this. They are doubting God if God is existing. Well, they will know whether God exists or not. When people will pray and talk to God, God will visit them angrily. Look at fuel. We are producing fuel. We are one of the largest countries that is producing fuel. But look at how fuel is being sold in Nigeria. Because of selfish interest. We are in trouble. Let people pray. Let these people leave us. If they want to leave us forcefully, let them leave us. If they want to leave us peacefully, well, let them leave us. Thank you.
All right, Okoroko, we appreciate your contribution. Thank you so much. 09160,965 or 09160-333-965. We are still dwelling on this issue this morning. You've heard the contributions rather from our listeners this morning, sir. But at this point, because whatever any minister is doing, either directly or indirectly, it impacts on governance under this current administration of President Bola Tinubu. We are counting 1 year plus, 14 months or so. Is it not too small a time to start accusing these ministers? Don't you think that they need for that time to expand their knowledge, bring in their expertise? Hello, sir. Over to you, please, Mr. Chilaka.
Well, if 1 year down the line, we're not seeing results, practical results, are we going to give them another 3 years to be able to do something? I was expecting that by now, considering the fact that Mr. President told us that he has prepared for this job for 30 years or so. He also told us that we should not pity for him, that he is ready. I had expected that he would also have, over time, arrange those who are ready and by that are already ready and are buying into his vision with him. So if 1 year down the line, we're still queuing up for fuel, we're still struggling with 3,000 megawatts of electricity, we're still having bad roads, we're not having an increase in passport fee, banks are going under, multinationals are folding up. I don't know how much time they really want to give to people.
All right, sir, at this point, what do you think should be done concerning these ministries that nobody hears anything about, apart from these ones that, if you want to put it in summation, just about 9 or 10 of the ministries that we can hear their names and their works and what they've been doing?
Okay, this is what I had expected Mr. President to do, is to implement the Orasaya report. There are ministries that are moribund. Why not merge them together for efficiency? Why must we have over-bloated appointments when we know that now this country is bleeding? The country is broke, whether we like it or not. So why not make some ministries and reduce the cost of governance? Let us even start from there. When you reduce the cost of governance, you reduce the number of ministries, oversight function will become easy. 2, the National Assembly must wake up to their responsibility of carrying out proper oversight functions. For the fact that they have become an appendage to the executive arm of government is a disaster. So we need to have a vibrant system working. And that is why I keep talking about institution. We are talking of Ministry of Defense, talking of police as well. They all fall under, for me, they fall under national security. Today, the word treason has become like water. Once the police arrest you, they are charging you, part of the charge is treason. Is this the way it should be? Why is it that the Nigerian police, the DSS, will not complete investigation, even if it is 90%, before effecting an arrest and before carrying out media trial? So these are the inadequacies. So Mr. President needs to wake up. First of all, he's the Minister of Petroleum. So with all this scarcity of petrol, he should be held liable.
All right, a social and public...
And why is it that between the last president and this president, why are they holding on to that ministry? Why don't they appoint a minister that becomes accountable to the Nigerian people? Mr. President has an immunity. How do you begin to tackle somebody who has an immunity?
All right, social and public affairs analyst Prince Francis Chilaka. I want to say a very big thank you to you for your time on Standpoint today.
Thank you so much.
We truly appreciate that's how far we can come with our guests this morning. Once again, thank you for obliging us. Incorruptible Sam, you've seen the situation of things at the moment. Will it remain like this? Where are we headed for? A critical question now. In as much as you are assuming a particular ministry, your action, your responsibilities, whatever you do, directly or indirectly impact on governance under this present president.
And they know.
The president is keeping quiet.
Yeah, he's
not reacting. Nobody's saying anything.
He appointed them.
Look at the Ministry of Defense. The Ministry of Defense.
They're his friends.
We have the Minister of Defense and also Minister of State Defense.
It's so sad that from the head, which is the president himself, did he even prepare for this position that he's occupying? He wanted it. It was his turn according to him. He has gotten it. So that's why almost everything happening. He doesn't pay more attention. He's still in France. He's not back. And they have enough security, how things to live live with. They are there.
It's well. We'll not be able to take your calls further. We sincerely apologize, but we will be able to do that on Security Talks. We'll be speaking with the Abia State Police Command PPRO to tell us everything that happened within the security architecture of the state in the month of September. How far have they come in terms of curtailing or managing the crime statistics in Abia State, and other issues we want to hear from you as a complaints unit. Incorruptible Sam, thank you so much for your time on Standpoint.
Thank you.
My name is Moses Ben. Just